Hi guys, John from LookSmart Home Inspections right here in New Jersey. And I want to talk to you guys today about dryer vents. And they're pretty innocuous. Not a lot of people really pay much attention to dryer vents, and especially if you're buying a house, you're not really understanding where the dryer vents, what the materials are that the vent is made of, what this discharge looks like, and how long the dryer vent is actually in the home. So as home inspectors, we really need to pay attention to this. And seems easy on the surface, but sometimes it's actually rather challenging to figure out where the dryer is venting, how it's configured, and especially because it's behind the dryer, it makes it somewhat challenging to determine what direction, the vent is actually going to. But as home inspectors, we really need to pay attention to dryer vent ventilation. It's super important. And a lot of times we'll find the wrong materials and we'll find a lot of homemade stuff when it comes to dryer ventilation. We shouldn't see those older plastic dryer vents. They tend to get too hot, and that's a fire safety hazard. Sometimes we'll find the dryer vent way too long. In other words, the dryer will be sort of in one corner of the house, and then the dryer vent discharge will go the entire length of the basement, outside the other end of the basement, making that, way exceeding 25 feet. And that can cause obviously your clothes to dry much slower. That can cause problems with carbon monoxide if you have a gas dryer and not electric. And we don't want to have a lot of lint buildup in that long line. So a lot of times when we see that long dryer vent, we'll recommend the dryer vent booster fan, but that's for another video. So dryer vent booster fan. Sometimes we'll see these vents, the dryers discharging into attics, garages, crawl spaces, and in other enclosed spaces. And we don't want that because a lot of moisture is going to be discharged, and that can create conditions that are conducive to mold growth and, just moisture damage. Sometimes we'll see wrong terminations. Well, we'll see a cage on the outside of the dryer vent pipe, and that's improper because that's ultimately going to catch lint. Many times we'll find dryer vents full of lint or just lint in back of the dryer or outside where the discharge is because they're not properly maintained. You want to really maintain and clean that dryer vent at least once per year for safety. So if you're buying a house, don't neglect looking at the dryer vent pipe.